Hello everyone, welcome back. In today's video, we're going to the game recap here to discuss. We got the games that happened over on Thursday and Friday to discuss. We're looking ahead to games that are happening over the weekend. We're also looking at the standings, seeing how things shape up after the games that happened on Friday. We'll go to all of that coming up right now. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here at the Internet Talking channel. Before we begin this video, don't forget to like this video and subscribe down below. Thank you for all of your support. I've never been able to do it with all of you guys, so if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe so we can reach 50 subscribers, and also leave a comment down in the comment section below discussing all those discussed in today's video. Now, as usual, I'm going to start today's video off by discussing a couple of signings from the past couple of days. Lots of interesting game action from the past 2 days. We had 12 games happen on Thursday, and we had one game yesterday on Friday, so we'll get to all those coming up right now. First, the Seattle Kraken were able to score 4 straight goals after going with the first one, and down the Boston Bruins 4-1, as the Seattle Kraken were able to beat them and improve to 23-21-10, while the Bruins have now lost 4 of 5 and dropped to 32-12-10, so not great stuff there for Boston. For the Kraken, Beniers had a 3.8 with a goal and 2 assists, and McCann, Eberle, and Tolvin also scored for Kraken in the win, while Pastrnak was one goal scored for Bruins in the loss. So not great game there from the Bruins, given the fact that they continue to slip and they're falling a little bit in the standings right now, but still a really good game there from the Kraken. Then we saw the LA Kings score a late tie-breaking goal to beat the New Jersey Devils 2-1, as they have now won 3 of 4 and improved to 25-16-10, thanks to this goal here from Quinn Byfield and local Coyotes Sportsnet. But Byfield with an outstanding goal that was able to help the Kings wind up downing the New Jersey Devils, so very good stuff there. Well, New Jersey has lost 3 of 5 and they dropped to 27-22-4, so not great stuff there for New Jersey. Like we said, Byfield, Kopitar, 2 goal scorers for the LA Kings in the win, while former King Toffoli was a lone goal scorer for the Devils in the loss. So not great game there for the Devils, but a really good win there, and a much needed win there too as well for the LA Kings, so very good stuff there for Los Angeles. The Ottawa Senators losing regulation for the first time in a long time, as the Ducks were able to destroy them 5-1. Very good win there for Anaheim, who now has a point in 4 of their last 6 games, and improved to 19-32-2, while the Senators dropped to 22-26-2, so not great stuff there for Ottawa. For the Ducks, Fowler and Vetrano both had 3.8 with a goal and 2 assists. McTavish scored twice. Strome and Terry both had 2 assists. Mitnyakov also scored for the Ducks in the win, while Giroux was lone goal scorer for the Senators in the loss. Not a great game there for the Senators. Definitely want to back an embarrassing game against the low-end Ducks team, and they do end up losing. Then we saw the Florida Panthers come out and shut out the Buffalo Sabres 4-0. Very good win there for the Panthers, who've now won 4 straight and have a point in 8 of their last 9 games and improved to 35-15-4. And with the Bruins loss, now lead the Atlantic Division, while the Sabres have lost 3 of 4 and fall 23-26-4. So not great stuff there for Buffalo. For the Panthers, Verhaeghe scored twice. Lindell had a goal and an assist. Barkov and Forsling both had 2 assists, and Lomberg also scored for the Panthers, with Stolar stopping all 45 shots he faced in the shutout and win for the Panthers. So a very good game there from Florida, as they are able to continue to climb the standings, and they're now tied for top spot in the Atlantic. So very good stuff there for Florida. Then we saw Toronto Maple Leafs blow a 2-goal lead but recover and beat the Philadelphia Flyers in overtime 4-3, so very good stuff there for the Leafs, as they've now won 6 of 8 and improved to 28-16-8 on the season, while the Flyers have now dropped to 29-19-7, so not great stuff there, but they do have a 5-game point streak, so really interesting stuff there for Philadelphia. For the Maple Leafs, Matthews was able to get his 5th hat trick of the season. Very good stuff there for Matthews. He continues to climb the goal scoring list, and he's closing in on 50 goals now, as he was able to get a hat trick. Marner had 3 assists tonight, Nylander had the OT winner and an assist, and Liljegren also had 2 assists for the Leafs in the win, while Konechny had a goal and assist, and Hathaway and Sanheim both also scored for the Flyers in the loss. So not great in there from the Flyers. Definitely don't have back. It was a winnable game. They came back. They wound up tying it, but they do wind up losing in overtime. So not great stuff there for Philly. Then we saw the New York Rangers score 4 straight goals in a span of 4 minutes and 10 seconds in the second period to wind up down in the Montreal Canadiens 7-4. Very good win there for the Rangers. They've now won 6 straight and improved to 35-16-3, while the Canadiens have faltered and they fall to 22-24-8. So not great stuff there for Montreal. For the Rangers, Fox had a 4-assist night. Kreider, who had a hat trick. Zibanejad, who had a goal and 2 assists, and Panarin, who had 3 assists, all had 3-point nights. Cooley had a goal and an assist, and Trocheck and Kako both also scored for Rangers in the win, while Caulfield had a 3.0 with 2 goals and an assist. Slavkovsky had a goal and an assist, and Evans also scored for Canadiens in the loss. Snugger in there from the Canadiens. Really good and entertaining original 6 matchup, but it was the Rangers coming with the victory, so very good stuff there for New York. Then we saw Tampa Bay Lightning score 4 straight goals after being down 3-2 and come away with a 6-3 victory over the Colorado Avalanche, as they have won 3 straight and are up to 30-20-5 on the season, while the Avalanche have lost 5 of 6 6, and dropped to 33-18-4 in the season. Snugger stuff there for Colorado. For Tampa, Kucherov had 3 points, 2 goals and 8 assists. Stamkos and Point both had a goal and 8 assists. Hagel had 2 assists, and Thorelli and Perbix also scored for Lightning in the win, so very good stuff there for Tampa. While Iron has scored twice, Lehkonen had a goal and 8 assists, and McKinnon had 2 assists for the Avalanche in the loss. So not great there from the Avalanche. We're leading in this game, and then they wound up losing big time. So not great there for the Colorado Avalanche. Then we saw Dallas Stars come out and thrash the Nashville Predators. Dallas comes out and beats them 9-2. Dallas with the win has now won 8 of 10 and improved to 34-14-6, while the Predators have lost 5 of 6 and they fall to 27-25-2. So no great stuff there for Nashville. For Dallas, Johnston had 4 point nights, 2 goals and 2 assists. Dellinger and Sagan both had 3 point nights with a goal and 2 assists. Duchesne scored twice. Steele had a goal and 8 assists. Marchand and Suter both had 2 assists, and Haskin and Smith both also scored for the Stars in the win, while Smith and Novak were 2 goal scorers for the Predators in the loss. Not a great game there from the Predators. Definitely one they want to have back. Embarrassing game against Dallas, and the Dallas was able to walk all over them. So very good win there for the Stars. Then the St. Louis Blues scored 4 straight second period goals en route to a 6-3 victory over the Edmonton Oilers. Blues were able to get their 8th win in their last 10 games and improved to 29-22-2, while the Oilers now lost 3 of 5 and they dropped to 31-18-1. So nuggets up there for Edmonton. For the Blues, Thomas and Neighbors both had 3 point nights with a goal and 2 assists. Kairu, Buchnevich, and Krug all had a goal and 8 assists, and Saddles will score for the Blues in the win, while McDavid had 3 assists, and Drysdale, RNH, and Perry, who scored his first as the member of the Oilers, were 3 goal scorers for the Oilers in the loss. So not great there from the Oilers. They continue to stumble a little bit out of the All-Star break, and they allow LA to sort of gain on them for a little bit, but still really interesting stuff there as the Blues are able to come away with another huge victory. Then we saw the Pittsburgh Penguins spoil Connor Bedard's return to the lineup as the Pittsburgh Penguins were able to down the Chicago Blackhawks 4-1. Very good one there for the Penguins as they are able to get a huge win to end their 3-game losing streak and improve to 24-20-7, dropping the Blackhawks to their 8th straight loss and a 14-37-3 record. Snuckers up there for Chicago. For Pittsburgh, Crosby scored twice. Raquel and Patterson both had 2 assists, and Smith and Rust also scored for the Penguins in the win, while Khrushchev was a lone goal scorer for the Blackhawks in the loss. Not a great game there from the Blackhawks. Definitely one I had back. It was not a really great game there, and they are able to allow the Pittsburgh Penguins to wind up beating them. So not great stuff there for Chicago. Then we saw San Jose Sharks score 3 straight goals multiple times as they wound up doubling up the Calgary Flames 6-3 as they have appointed 7 of their last 9 games and improved to 15-33-5, while the Flames dropped to 25-24-5. So not great stuff there for Calgary. It was a really good game there from the Sharks, including this goal here from Phillips. I can't remember all people's career at Sportsnet, but Zdeno was able to get 2 goals, including this one here, which was the 5th goal of the game, which gave the Sharks, I think at that point in time, it was a 5-2 lead. So very good stuff there for San Jose Sharks. So they were able to get a huge win there, 6-3. Zdeno had a 4-point night, 2 goals and 2 assists. Bailey had 3 point night with a goal and 2 assists. Cunningham scored twice, and Granlund also scored for the Sharks in the win, while Tanev had 2 assists, and Backlund, Kadri, and Kuzmenko were 3 goal scorers for the Flames in the loss. Not great game there for the Flames. Losing to a really bad team like the Sharks is not overly great. So Flames wound up falling a little bit, while the Sharks continue to improve over the last little while. Then we saw the Vancouver Canucks open up a 3-0 lead and wound up being the Detroit Red Wings 4-1. Very good win there for the Canucks as they have a point in 16 of the last 17 games and improve to 37-12-5 on the season. And they're the first team to 80 points this year, while the Detroit Red Wings faltered to 27-20-6. Not great stuff there for Detroit. For the Canucks, Pettersson had 3 assists tonight. Lindholm scored twice, and Miller and Zadorov both also scored for the Canucks in the win, while Confer was lone goal scorer for the Detroit Red Wings in the loss. Not a great game there from the Red Wings. Definitely don't have back. Winnable game against a very good Vancouver Canucks team. They do end up losing. So not great stuff there for Detroit, and Vancouver is able to level the season series with them after losing to them a little while ago. So very good stuff there for Vancouver. Those are our 12 games that happened on Thursday. Going over to the one game that happened yesterday on Friday, and that was the Carolina Hurricanes jump out to a 2-0 lead, never looked back, and beat the Arizona Coyotes 5-1. Canes now on 3 of 4 and improved to 31-17-5, while the Coyotes have lost 8 straight and fall at 23-26-4. So not great stuff there for Arizona. Drury and Aegis both had 2 assists, and Jarvis, Martina, Bunting, Teravainen, and Chatfield were 5 goal scorers for the Canes in the win, while Gunther was a lone goal scorer for the Coyotes in the loss. So not a great game there from the Coyotes. Definitely one they want to have back as they continue to falter a little bit and they continue to fall in the standings. It's still a really good one there for the Carolina Hurricanes. But that was the only game that happened yesterday. Really interesting stuff there, but definitely lots of interesting games that happened over on Thursday. Lots of interesting games that happened yesterday on Friday. So we'll go over to a quick game preview here for the next couple of days of game action. So we have 13 games later today on Saturday. There are 3 games tomorrow on Sunday, and then there are 10 games on Monday. So there's a lot of interesting action over the next couple of days. Going over to the 13 games that happened today, as of the recording of this video, the LA Kings are currently taking on the Boston Bruins. Los Angeles is trying to get to within 1 point of Edmonton by the time their game ends. Taking on the Boston Bruins team is trying to regain top spot in the Atlantic Division. Then at 12 p.m. Pacific time, there are 2 games, including the Edmonton Oilers taking on the Dallas Stars. Stars trying to keep ahead of Colorado Winnipeg in the Central Division race. Taking on the Edmonton Oilers team trying to keep ahead of the LA Kings in the Pacific Division race for third in the Pacific. And then the Senators take on the Blackhawks. Hawks trying to end the 8-game losing streak of theirs. Senators trying to get to within 3 games of 500 again. Then at 1 p.m. Pacific time, the Detroit Red Wings take on the Calgary Flames. Wings trying to keep ahead of teams like the Devils and the Islanders for a wildcard spot. Taking on the Flames team is trying to avoid going back down to 500. Then at 2 p.m. Pacific time, we have 3 games, including the Sabres take on the Wild. Sabres trying to get to within 2 games of 500. Wild trying to extend their winning streak and closing on playoff spots. The Predators take on the Blues. Predators trying to catch the Blues for a playoff spot. Blues trying to extend their lead for playoff spots with a win. So that'll be an interesting game. And then the Battle of Florida takes on as the Panthers take on the Lightning. Lightning trying to extend their winning streak to 4 games. Panthers trying to extend their lead for a top spot in the Atlantic Division. So those are going to be some interesting games. Then at 4 p.m. Pacific time, you have 2 games. The Capitals take on the Canadiens. Capitals trying to get a win after having a really bad stretch over the past little while. Canadiens trying to get to within 1 game of 500. The Ducks take on the Toronto Maple Leafs. Leafs trying to jump ahead of the Tampa Bay Lightning for 3rd in the Atlantic Division, taking on a Ducks team who's trying to win their 20th of the year. Then at 5 p.m. Pacific time, we have the first of the 2 Stadium Series games that are going to happen over the next 2 days as the Philadelphia Flyers take on New Jersey Devils. Flyers trying to keep 3rd in the Metro Division, taking on the Devils team trying to get back in the playoff spots. At 7 p.m. Pacific time, Jets take on the Canucks. Canucks looking to try and keep ahead of all those other teams for the President's Trophy right now, take on the Jets team who's trying to keep pace with Colorado and Dallas for top spot in the Central Division. At 7:30 p.m. Pacific time, Jackets take on Sharks, 2 of the worst 5 teams in the NHL right now. Both teams trying to get a win. And at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time, Canes take on Golden Knights. Carolina trying to get a huge victory to keep ahead of the Philadelphia Flyers and other teams in the Metro and try and keep pace with the New York Rangers. Take on Golden Knights teams trying to narrow the gap between them and the Vancouver Canucks. So going to be interesting games over there. Then tomorrow at 12 p.m. Pacific time, we have the second of the 2 Stadium Series games as the New York teams play each other. Rangers trying to keep ahead of other teams in the Metro Division, taking on the Islanders teams trying to get back in the playoff race. And then at 3 p.m. Pacific time tomorrow, the Arizona Coyotes take on the Colorado Avalanche. Coyotes trying to end the losing streak, taking on the Avalanche teams trying to keep pace with Dallas and Winnipeg for a top 3 spot in the Central. And then the LA Kings take on the Pittsburgh Penguins. Kings could potentially try and get back into 3rd in the Pacific with a win over the Pittsburgh Penguins. Taking on the Pittsburgh Penguins team who's trying to get back in the playoff race, so we'll see how that game goes. And then on Monday, there are 10 games of NHL action. At 9:30 a.m. in the morning Pacific time, you have the Anaheim Ducks take on the Buffalo Sabres. Sabres could be looking to try and get to within 1 game of 500, take on a Ducks team who could still be looking for their 20th win. Then at 10 a.m. Pacific time, there are 2 games. Stars take on the Boston Bruins. Stars trying to keep ahead of the teams in the Central Division, take on Bruins teams trying to regain top spot in the Atlantic Division. At 10 a.m. Pacific time, the Leafs could be trying to once again get into 3rd in the Atlantic, take on a St. Louis Blues team trying to hold down a playoff spot. At 11 a.m. Pacific time, Canucks take on the Wild. Vancouver looking for a huge win over the Minnesota Wild to keep ahead of all those teams in the NHL. Taking on a Wild team who's trying to keep pace for a playoff spot. At 12:30 p.m. Pacific time, Red Wings take on Kraken. Kraken trying to keep pace for a playoff spot, taking on Red Wings team who's trying to keep in a playoff spot. The Edmonton Oilers take on the Arizona Coyotes at 1 p.m. Pacific time. Coyotes could be still trying to look to end their losing streak that they're on right now, taking on an Oilers team who's trying to keep ahead of the LA Kings. And then the Flames take on the Winnipeg Jets at 1 p.m. Pacific time, just trying to keep up with the Avalanche and the Stars in the Central, taking on a Flames team who's trying to potentially avoid going back to below 500. Also at 1 p.m. Pacific time, Knights take on Sharks. Sharks trying to continue this good stretch that they've been on over the past little while, taking on the Golden Knights team who's trying to keep pace with Vancouver for top spot in the Pacific Division. Then at 4 p.m. Pacific time, Canes take on Blackhawks. Carolina trying to get a huge, massive win there over Chicago to keep pace with New York for a top spot in the Metro. Take on the Blackhawks team who's trying to end the losing streak down right now. And then the Senators take on Lightning at 4 p.m. Pacific time. Senators trying to potentially go to within 2 games of 500, take on the Lightning team who's trying to keep ahead of Toronto for a playoff spot. So those are going to be some interesting games that happen over the next couple of days. Tons of interesting action that's going to happen later today, also going to happen tomorrow, and also going to happen on Monday. So lots of interesting game action over the next little while. Going over to look at the standings here as of February 17th, 2024. So as of right now, the Florida Panthers and the Boston Bruins are both at 74 points right now, but the Panthers do have the tiebreaker, so the Panthers are first in the Atlantic, with the Bruins second in the Atlantic, and 65-point Tampa third in the Atlantic. The New York Rangers lead the Metro with 73 points, followed by 67-point Carolina and 65-point Philadelphia. 64-point Toronto is first wild card. They're followed by 60-point Detroit, who's second wild card. And the teams on the outside looking in right now are 58-point Jersey, 57-point New York Islanders, 55-point Pittsburgh, 54-point Washington, 52-point Montreal, 50-point Buffalo, 46-point Ottawa, and 42-point Columbus. Those are teams that are outside looking right now in the Eastern Conference. In the West, you had 74-point Dallas first in the Central, followed by 70-point Colorado and 69-point Winnipeg. You have 80-point Vancouver leading the league in the Pacific Division, followed by 68-point Vegas and 63-point Edmonton. Then you have 60-point LA first wild card, 60-point St. Louis second wild card, and they're followed by 56-point Nashville, 56-point Seattle, 55-point Minnesota, 55-point Calgary, 50-point Arizona, 40-point Anaheim, 35-point San Jose, and 31-point Chicago. And those are the teams that are looking at right now in the Western Conference. So definitely lots of interesting stuff there. That's all I'm going to talk about for today. Don't forget to stay tuned for Monday. We're going to be doing our next playoff preview video. On Monday, we're going to be looking at how the standings will shape up if the playoffs were to have started on February 19th. And we're going to be looking at who I would have going to the Stanley Cup Final as of February 19th. So we'll get to all of that in our next video, but don't forget to stay tuned for that. Also, don't forget to stay tuned for our March 8th live trade deadline video. We'll see how that works out over the next little while, but that's all I'm going to talk about for today. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on all this down in the comment section below. What do you think about all discussed in today's video? Were any of the games that intrigued you over the past little while? Any games on Thursday? Any games yesterday on Friday? Definitely love to hear your guys' thoughts on that. Any games looking forward to over the next little while? Potentially a Stadium Series games over the next couple of days. Any games today, tomorrow, Monday? Definitely love to hear your thoughts on that. And what do you think about the standings? Are you surprised that there's now a 4-point gap in the Western Conference between the playoff spots between Nashville, Seattle, and St. Louis and LA? Are you surprised that LA is gaining on the Edmonton Oilers? Are you surprised that Vancouver has a 12-point lead for the Pacific Division title? Are you surprised the Central Division teams are still so tightly compacted? Are you surprised that the Flyers still hold third in the Metro Division? Are you surprised that the Bolts are still a point up on the Toronto Maple Leafs? Definitely. I'll show you guys thoughts on all of that down in the comment section below. But that's what I'm going to talk about for today. Remember to like this video, and if you'd like to subscribe down below. Thank you for all of your support. I would never been able to do it without you guys. So don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and leave a comment down in the comment section below discussing all discussed in today's video. I also have a blog talking about news, rumors, analysis, stuff like that. So if you check that out, I'll leave a link to it in the description below. And I can't wait to see you guys all for next video. See you guys soon.